Let's get back to our breaking news story now. The attack on Karachi's international airport. It's been going on now for some 3 hours. Let's get the very latest developments. We can turn to CNN's Sanjay Gupta. He is near the airport in Karachi. He joins us live. Sanjay, if you could just bring us up to date with what you know with what's happening right now.
Yeah, it is an ongoing situation, as you mentioned, Andrew. About 3.5 hours ago, some extraordinary details about what was happening then. These militants trying to enter this airport, which you mentioned is the largest airport in Pakistan. They were trying to literally cut through barbed wire in one area, and that prompted a gunfight between those militants and commandos who were on patrol there at the airport to guard the airport. And that led to the death of 4 commandos initially and 1 militant. So it was a very, very fast-moving situation. Initially, there was gunfights, there was grenades that were being used, and we now know there was 3 separate entrances that they were trying to enter. One being that barbed wire area, one being a private plane area, and one being a cargo plane area. None of them being commercial plane areas. Very important point, Andrew. As you might expect, all planes that were coming into Karachi diverted. No planes taking off, all commercial airline passengers sort of ensconced in one big airline lounge to try and keep them safe, and a rescue operation underway to try and get them out. But it is an ongoing situation. We know at least 10 people have died now. Those 4 commandos I mentioned, 6 militants, one of them at least most recently in a suicide bomber. The man apparently had an armored vehicle coming toward him. He actually self-detonated at that point. He was killed. Apparently no one else was injured in that particular part of this fighting, but it's a very fluid situation, Andrew. I don't know if you're looking at any of the images. You see plumes of smoke coming over the Karachi airport. We know at least 1 airplane, probably a cargo international airplane, was set ablaze as part of these attacks as well. So we don't know what prompted it. We don't know yet who's responsible. We don't know what the goal was. We don't even know if the Karachi airport itself was the goal or if they were just trying to get through Karachi and get to somewhere else. But more details are coming in slowly.
Yeah, absolutely. We can see the pictures as you are speaking, Sanjay, of that smoke over the tails of some of the planes on the airport there. But just coming back to the passengers for the moment, you say they are all together in a lounge. This is a busy airport, the country's biggest. Do we know at this stage whether they are in imminent danger? Can they be escorted out of where they are?
Well, what we understand is that where these particular attacks was maybe about 1 kilometer away from the commercial part of the airport. So you have the cargo/private part of the airport and then the commercial part of the airport. There's some distance apart, Andrew. So we know, obviously, for obvious reasons, that all those passengers that were about to take off or were just landing were cordoned off in a main lounge area, but it is quite some distance. So they do not appear to be in imminent threat. After we heard these initial sort of reports of the gunfights, there was a significant bolstering up of the commando forces. There was paramilitary forces came in, some 150 police officers now on the scene, and we're hearing from the commandos on the scene that nearly all the militants have now been accounted for and are deceased, including that one that was just blew himself up, the suicide bomber. So that is, they're still patrolling around, trying to figure out exactly to what extent these militants were able to infiltrate the airport. They got on the grounds of the airport clearly, but it's unclear whether they ever were inside the structure of the airport, either the private area or the commercial area, Andrew.
Sanjay, thank you very much for that.